Well, hello ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, Spank the Monkey back again with another video of Singles Bojingles. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the last video. I have another unboxing here of a couple of cards, some of them from Duskmorn and some other nice cards for the collection. So allow me to share that with you. So I have 2 packs. Let's open the first one over here and then we'll get the second one after. Again, these are from local resellers. So for this one, I think we have just a few cards with a bunch of chaff to protect the merchandise, as they say. But let me try to pull them out. Okay, here we go. So, okay, I think those are the cards. Let's just take out the chaff first. Yeah, okay, and over here. Okay, so let's just go through the chaff. Thorn of the Black Rose, Pathfinding Axejaw, Goblin Blast Runner from Bro, Miner's Guidewing from Lost Caverns, Old Ghost Park, I think this is from Lorwyn, Reflexes, okay, Illusory Ambusher, Fertilid, and Flare, and Selfless Cathar. Okay, so let's just put that over here, and let's get to the good stuff. So for the first, we have a Slippery Boggle. This is from Ultimate Masters. Good card, Simic, Hexproof, 1 to cast. Pretty good card. I think I got 2 of that. Yep, that's 2. So just put it over here in the uncommon pile. Okay, and behind that we have a borderless foil Tectonic Giant. So I have this in one of my decks, Ishin, actually. So for the cast, Elemental Giant, when it attacks or becomes target of a spell an opponent controls, you can deal 3 damage to each opponent or exile top 2 cards and choose one of them. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. So also good with Prosper, I believe. Nice borderless foil. And at the back of it, we have a foil borderless Ishin. Speaking of the aforementioned commander, I actually have Ishin already for one of my commander decks, but wanted to get the foil version of the borderless because it's quite beautiful. And for a samurai, when you take a look at it very closely, he kind of resembles Obi-Wan, right? From the prequel trilogy. So nice to have that card. Okay, so that's gonna bling out my commander deck. All right, so we'll go to the next couple of cards. Okay, I think there may be no chaff here, so maybe let's start from the top. Okay, first one is a Rotten Mouth Viper. This is from Bloomburrow. 6 to cast Elemental Snake, 6/6. Additional cost to cast a spell. Sacrifice any number of non-land permanents. The spell costs 1 less for each permanent sacrificed this way. So when it enters or attacks, put a blight counter on it. For each blight counter, each opponent loses 4 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. Pretty good for life loss. Okay, that's a mythic, so I'll put that mythic over here. Next up, we have an Inventory Management. You know, maybe I'll do it this way since a lot of them are sleeved anyway. So, and then I'll just flip them up. So foil showcase Inventory Management coming from the Fallout expansion. So 2 to cast, instant, split second. For each aura and equipment you control, you may attach to a creature you control. So nice to add to the collection. I'll put that over here in the foil borderless side, right? Okay, next we have, let me just put the commons here off frame. We have a Polywog Prodigy. So I think this is one of the most sought after cards from the Bloomburrow set. It's a 2 to cast Frog Wizard, 1/3 with Evolve. And whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell with mana value less than Polywog Prodigy's power, draw a card. So you can continue to gain power on this, and as opponents keep casting non-creature spells, you can draw a card. This is pretty insane, I would think. So nice card, put that over here. Okay, next up. So I think these set of cards are actually quite good. I actually paid a little bit to get these cards, but let's see what you think. Let me know in the comments. So next up would be Lumra, Bellow of the Woods. So this is a mythic also coming from Bloomborough. 6 to cast Elemental Bear with Vigilance and Reach. So its power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control. And when it enters, mill 4 cards, then return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tap. So good for landfall, good for mill in green. So 2 mythic monsters from Bloomborough. Okay, next up we have a Arwen, Weaver of Hope. So this is from the commander of Lord of the Rings. 3 to cast Elf Noble 2/1. Each other creature you control enters the battlefield with a number of additional 1/1 counters on it equal to Arwen's toughness. All right, so I think you can abuse this somehow. Okay, I'll put that over here with the borderless non-foil. Next would be a Bloodroot Apothecary. So 3 to cast Squirrel Druid with Toxic 2. 3/3 power and toughness. When enters, you and target opponent each create a treasure token. And whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-creature token, that player gets 2 poison counters. So it stops them from sacrificing non-creature tokens like treasures and clues and so on. So pretty good. I'll put that over here. Let me just move this around. Give us a little bit of space. So let me just fix the lighting situation here. Okay, so maybe that's a little bit better. There you go. Next, we have another Bloodroot Apothecary. Okay, so I'll put that over here. Okay, next one. Let me just pull it out from the sleeve. This would be a Innkeeper's Talent. So this is a foil version, 2 to cast enchantment class. So at the beginning of your combat on your turn, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. And then you can pay another green. Permanents you control with counters on them have ward 1. So that's pretty good. And then pay 4. If you would put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, put twice that many on each of those kinds of counters on that permanent or player. I think this is pretty good. So we'll just put the foil over here, regular, rare foil. Okay. Next we have a Caretaker's Talent. So this is another talent, 3 to cast, 2 in white. Whenever 1 or more tokens you control enter, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. When this class becomes level 2, create a token that's a copy of target token you control. So you draw a card there, and then for 4 creature tokens you control get 2/2. Nice little talent for white. Obviously there's card draw there, and if you can make tokens for each upkeep, then you're gonna draw a ton of cards. Next up we have a Equipment Room. So I do have this already, but just wanted to add one more to the collection. Secret Arcade and Dusty Parlor. So for the first room, for 5 mana, non-land permanents you control and permanent spells you control are enchantments in addition to their other types. So good for Enchantress decks. Dusty Parlor, 3 to cast. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, put a number of 1/1 counters equal to that spell's mana value on up to 1 target creature. So enchantment synergy along with counters. Pretty good. Okay, let me put that over here. Next, we have another one. So Secret Arcade, Dusty Parlor. So I'll put that over here. Next card. What do we get? It is a Alchemist's Talent. So this is actually one of those strong cards from Bloomborough. 4 to cast. When it comes down, create 2 tap treasure tokens. And then you can pay 2 treasures you control, have sacrifice, add 2 mana of any one color. So kind of like Gold Span Dragon. And then you can pay 5 for level 3. Whenever you cast a spell, if mana from a treasure was spent to cast it, this class deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to each opponent. Pretty powerful card. Pretty powerful. Happy about picking up a copy of that. Hard to come by, to be honest, from the local market. Next card, we have an Ardo's Cobbler of War. So this card, I don't have a copy of it. This is from Jumpstart 2022. To the cast, legendary creature Goblin Shaman with haste 1/1. When Cobbler of War or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, that creature gets +2/+0. Pay 4, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token with haste, activate only as a sorcery. So yeah, this is a basic card, but I think there are some uses for it. Again, just to add to the collection. Next up, we have a Gleeful Arsonist. So this is from the Duskmourn Commander set. 3 to cast, Human Wizard 1/2. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, Gleeful Arsonist deals damage equal to its power to that player. And it has Undying, so it can come in after dying with a 1/1 counter on it. And then you can deal 2 damage for each time an opponent casts a non-creature spell. So good way to sort of keep your opponents in check or make them pay, right, for their non-creature spells. Next up, oh, okay, we have a second copy of that. Nice to have, because I didn't actually purchase anything from the Commander set. Next, we have a Savage Beating. So this is a mythic from Commander Masters reprint. 5 to cast. Cast the spell only during your turn and only during combat. Choose 1 creatures you control, gain double strike until end of turn. Or untap all creatures you control. After this phase, there is an additional combat phase. So I do personally like combat tricks, so nice seeing this. Okay, this one's a foil and it's an MDFC. We have Shatter Skull Smashing. This is probably one of the better MDFCs from Zendikar Rising when it first came out. So X red, so it deals X damage divided as you choose them all up to 2 target creatures and or planeswalkers. If X is 6 or more, it deals twice X damage divided as you choose among them instead. Okay, nice foil. Mythic, I'll put that over here. And for the last card, we have a, oops, there we go, a Molten Duplication. So this is from, okay, this is from Outlaws of Thunder Junction, one of the big score cards from the bonus sheet. Okay, so this is a 2 to cast sorcery. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature you control, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. It gains haste until end of turn, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Nice, so pick that up. Nice unique card from Big Score. Okay, so those are the cards that I've picked up. A lot of good cards from Bloomburrow and also from Duskmourn. In fact, I do like Polywog Prodigy, Rottenmouth Viper, and then of course the talents that we picked up earlier, plus the rooms. Pretty good. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you can catch me on the next one. Take care and bye-bye.